So I saw Sam commenting on Tony's post. Sam said, "Can't wait for the party tonight." Right. Sam's part of the Glee Club, which means Sam is going to be at the party too. Okay. Look, I wonder if Tony likes Sam. I mean, Sam's cool. Sam has wit. Sam can easily charm everyone with his charisma and confidence. Heck, Sam probably doesn't get cold easily. I admit, Sam's everything I'm not. Sam will probably be at that Glee Club party tonight. Heck, Sam will probably be the party itself. But maybe Tony isn't that type who likes to party. Maybe Tony is the type who likes plain people. One who has just gotten into the habit of drinking Americano. One who finds solace in their grandma's piano. One who will probably look at it like an idiot at tonight's Glee Club party. What if that's why Tony invited me to the party? They needed a jester, a clown to spice things up when they run out of punch. Punch. What a weird word for a party, right? I guess if you run out of punch, you need someone to deliver the punchlines. Sorry. But hey, maybe that's what Tony wants. A jester? Well, might as well bring my best jokes tonight. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. So, I made a knock-knock joke at the party. Yeah, from a timid piano player to a knock-knock joke guy. I was in full form last night. I was Charlie with blazing wheels of clumsiness that could tell a pretty half-decent knock-knock joke. Okay, one that made Tony chuckle. Or maybe it wasn't a chuckle. It was like something like a half smile. Like a good effort kiddo smile. Pittance, but at least a pleasant pittance. Okay, well, about Tony. Tony wasn't who I expected Tony to be. Tony was just as pleasant as that pittance smile. Actually, Tony was more than that. Tony was the center of attraction at that party, but still pretty outgoing enough to approach everyone in the party. Tony wasn't looking for confidence, sharp wit, and cool. Tony didn't judge. Tony was kind enough to see goodness in everyone, and maybe Tony saw a little bit of good in me. Sam was also there. And well, he and Tony talked for a bit. I tried to eavesdrop a bit because, come on, at this day and age, who doesn't? Right? I mean, the only thing though was that I didn't understand what they were saying. Maybe my Filipino is that bad. And you know what I think? I think the real joke tonight is that I might have a real chance with Tony. But I'm not laughing, I'm just joyful. Charlie. This is so stupid. How do you ask someone out? Do you just randomly bump into them and go, "Hey, me, you, Saturday night?" Do you strike up a conversation about the weather? You know, I think there's a 50% chance of precipitation today. What are the chances of you saying yes on Saturday night? But then they would go, "Over what?" See? Oh, right. I have got to think about that going out part. How does dinner sound? Too plain? A picnic? No, that's too outdoorsy. What would be something that would excite Tony? Something that would guarantee a yes response. But really, what are the chances of Tony saying yes to me? A part of me wants to know for assurance. A part of me just wants to take a leap, even if the thought of falling makes me shiver and cold. But hey, I think I might have something that would work. Day 11. So, I asked Tony out to a gig. That night after the party, I just knew. I needed to spend more time with Toni. Like, get to know who this person is. Why this person moved to Manila from Dumaguete. Why she's so cheerful and delightful in so many ways. I wanted the chance to ask Toni all of this. But me being me, 10 minutes after I sent Toni the PM, I immediately clarified that it was only for what we call music research purposes. We go through the different bars here in Manila to discover the local indie scene. Yeah, I downgraded our date to merely a research. Why? I crunched the numbers and, well, the odds aren't looking that good. In other words, I chickened out. Actually, no number crunching happened. If there was any crunching that happened, it was the crunching of my stomach as each minute passed that Toni hasn't replied to me. The first few minutes went fine. I was trembling, but I got everything under control. I began to lose it on the 7th minute. It was as if I was running out of breath. I could feel my stomach churning acid. By the 10th minute, I messaged Toni again. Just a clarification. Nope, this is not a date. I'm just taking her to research indie music. Well, that was a few hours ago, and Toni hasn't replied. I checked the message. It says Toni's already read it. Crap. Day 12. Guess who scored a date with Toni? Well, okay, fine. Well, Toni likes music and so do I. Sure, I made a compromise that this isn't a date. But at least I get to spend time with Toni. I get to know Toni a bit more. Toni will also get to know more about the overweight little me. Though I did lose a few pounds, did I tell you? Toni will get to know how I spend my days and nights in a perfect little void. A perfect little void I have made for myself. A void where I can feel safe, protected, and not cold. Perfect for a person like me. Not for someone like Toni who can drink a straight black without sugar. Not for someone who can see a silver lining of humor at a knock-knock joke. Not for someone who seems so busy living in that moment. But it's fine. Toni said yes. And I will make the most out of any yeses I am blessed with. Was last night magic? Keiko Necessario was on, performing an acoustic version of her song Away from the Current. When she started singing that first line, I turned around to look at Toni. I wanted to observe her for a little while, see her reaction. Instead, I just got lost in Toni's eyes. I wanted to look back at the stage, get back to the gig, and just spend the rest of the evening in a normal way. But there was no escape. I was already lost in the somber glimmer of those eyes. How they swayed aimlessly back and forth from one direction to the next, seemingly decided on the indecision of their gaze. I noticed that. And in that precise moment, those eyes tugged a sort of deep, longing. To everyone else, they would think that sparkle in those eyes meant that Toni was happy. But for the caring observant, that sparkle felt like something was wrong or uncertain. Then I felt afraid. Afraid that I could never fulfill that longing that Toni had. Afraid that if I didn't make a move, I'd always just be observing Toni. Close enough to see every wrinkle on Toni's face, but too far removed to be the reason to turn those wrinkles into a smile. There was a thought that made me cold. For a moment, the room turned icy and unwelcoming. Then, magic. I guess Toni saw me observing because Toni looked back at me. For a moment, there was a look on Toni's face that I'll never forget. A look that had an air of astonishment, wonder, but also a hint of disbelief. Did Toni see something in me too? Then Toni smiled at me and held my hand, which was still cold and moist from the beer. But it didn't matter because Toni's hands snuggled perfectly into mine. It made me feel warm again. I felt like it was the perfect time to say everything that was on my mind, my fears, losing myself in those eyes, how wonderful they were, how amazing Toni looked tonight, and how I wished you could stay like this forever. But instead, those words were carried away by the cool breeze that permeated the room. Keiko finished her set soon after, and the lights turned on. Toni gently let go of my hand, gave me a hug, called it a night. I guess last night was magic. Only magic can explain how a shy person like me gets to hold Toni's hand, even for just half a song. I decided I didn't want to just have one wonderful night with Toni. I didn't want our friendship to be just about going to gigs, about me observing Toni's every woman's smile. I didn't want my heart to be alone whenever it flutters at the thought of this wonderful person. In other words, today, I woke up with a new mission: to tell Toni how I really feel. But the thing is, I don't know how. I can make a poem or a letter and memorize every word in it, but I also know I'm the type of person who awkwardly says, "I'm sorry," to someone instead of saying hi to them. Yeah, I get crumpled like a piece of unwanted paper every time I'm thrown into social situations. I guess the only thing I could draw strength from is what could be on that special night. I was about to create magic on the spot, and I know I failed. But somehow, I can't shake the feeling that if I just dig deep down, I have magic hidden in me.